You guys like me?
Try to get in there. You didn't get the back. Good job, dude. Someone put it closer. How do I get up here, Nick? Whatever. Okay, come in. I'm gonna put this on top of your head. You go back and forth. There you go. Back up a little bit. Back. There you go. That's it.
You guys fixed it?
Yeah. Look at that. Here, better clear with me.
So on this job we did a timing cover gasket, which is a small gasket that covers this portion here. Now to do that we have to take off the alternator, harmonic balancer, as well as the timing cover. Now the timing cover gasket goes right around here, and then we have a seal that we also have to replace. Now on this engine, this is the exact same one as that, but we had to do this time using some trades for it. As we took off the timing cover gasket and replaced that, we also recognized that the timing sprockets were very well worn and even had a few teeth cracked or missing. So we replaced that and fished them out with a magnet. After all said and done, we had to put a special sealant over the gasket, and then we reassembled, torqued everything down to spec.
During a collision, upon impact, the momentum takes your body forward. Inside the airbag module is a ball that kind of floats around in the car as you're driving along. Under impact, that ball rolls forward and it triggers an electrical charge. That electrical charge now ignites nitrogen gas. Yes, nitrogen gas. So in essence, that steering wheel that's 2 feet from your face is a nitrogen bomb. So it's very, very dangerous. But hopefully, if you're sitting correctly, that impact, the damage that impact caused is minimal. Along with the airbag, we have seat belts. Unfortunately, this vehicle here, the actuator, the seatbelt actuator has already been deployed. We can't show how that seatbelt tightens up once the airbag deploys. The airbag is coming out, or it travels at about 200 miles an hour. And I suggest that we're going to have a countdown, and I suggest that when we're going to do it on count of 3, and you guys try to really, really pay attention and focus on that airbag, on that steering wheel, because it's going to be quick. You probably won't see it. Perfect example of what we're talking about. That's how people get hurt. It's not so much with the impact of the airbag, but stuff flying around. This piece of plastic is red hot right now. Now, what you're going to see now is the side curtain airbags going off. Everyone ready? 3, 2, 1.
Very nice.
No question. If you can't sit, you explored. Did you explore too? Yeah. So I mean, right? If you're not a sitter, then you can't spend a lot of time. But they learn to do all kinds of different designs. Like the sophomore project, they had to design a real restaurant. And I was a hotel manager for 18 years before I became a teacher. So all the things they used were hotel business. And in the center, the freshmen in the center, they did this. They had to do.
Your picture
on the CNC, and then you program it over there, and then it cuts it out, and then you take it out, and then it makes what you need.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Maltodextrin mixed with Nutella powder. The tapioca maltodextrin draws the fat from the Nutella powder, so that way when you put it in your tongue, the saliva from your mouth reconstitutes it. It's found in infant powder mix, protein shake mix, and some pharmaceuticals.
We're making a vegetable stir fry. First thing we do is we heat up the pan and we let the pan get hot. After that, we add the oil and we let the oil sit in here for a couple minutes until that gets hot. And as it gets hot, you can see the ripples in the oil. And then we add all the vegetables and we saute it until they start to become lighter in color and less stiff. They become a little softer. After that, we add the garlic to add a little bit more flavor. We add cherry wine.
We are making Caesar salad, but we're making the dressing instead of it being in a bottle as usual. We're doing a emulsification of egg yolks, oil, Worcestershire sauce, and anchovy paste. As nasty as it sounds, but it is good. And then we're just adding air into it, emulsifying it, and then we're just tossing in some lettuce, Parmesan cheese, croutons. That's it. Adding air into something or mixing two things that don't want to be mixed together. So to mix them together, you have to emulsify them. You have to add air into the mixture.
This is quinoa. It's supposed to be a healthy snack. It has pineapple, apples, raisin, oatmeal, and whole wheat. The quinoa is kind of like a different grain, which is what it's made with. And then we have strawberry and banana smoothies.
This is our Panorix machine, and this is Dexter. What it does is it takes a wide view picture of the mandible and the maxilla, which is instead of taking individual tooth shots, we'll take a big picture, which is right here on the screen. It'll show you all of the anatomy with is in his mouth. This is the sinus, like the sinus cavity, and this over here is the spine. And it just shows you an overall picture of what is going on in the mouth, rather than taking an individual shot of a picture of a tooth to look for like dental caries, which is a cavity, or like an abscess, like an infection of the pulp, and things like that. So this one gives you an overall view of the mouth.
Okay, so we take these thermoplastic beads and we put them in the hot water bath, and they melt at 140 degrees Fahrenheit. And then once they're done in the bath, they look like this, and it's kind of just like a squishy plastic material. And then we place it on a model and we make a custom denture tray.
This is a DNA tooth print for if a child goes missing, and it's DNA because of the saliva that's on the wax wafer and impression of the teeth.
Well, this is the drafting shop, so these are all things that we have 3D printed. These are using the Voc-Tech machine. Over here, we have the mechanical hand, which is runs off of gears and cams.
Get a good view of the gears and cams.
Yeah. So that all moves. And then we also have this, which is a prosthetic hand, which we're going to hopefully be able to wire, and it will make it so that way it can actually, move. So, the 3D printer, it runs on, it's almost like a wire. Kobe, can you get that? It runs on a wire, and you feed it into the machine, and it prints it in layers. You can actually see it on this. It prints it in layers going up, and it starts with a base, and it prints, this is the material it runs off of, and it melts that, and it can do just about any shape that you can make in a solid modeling program. So it's pretty innovative.
Nice.
It makes it really good because of the fact that it makes it a lot cheaper to make like prototypes out of plastic than having to make them out of metal. So at least if it doesn't work, you don't spend a ton of money on it.
We're going to work on optimizing the motion because it's still a little glitchy. So we will work on getting that fixed up on a second prototype. To get this, to get it all printed, it was probably maybe 30 hours of the machine running. I would say something about that, 30 hours.
Yeah, but you know we've replaced parts, had to modify parts, so the final version of it will print in far less time.
Yeah. Another thing that we have is when it prints out, it has a filler material, which you can see a little bit of it right in there. It supports it so that way it can't print in, midair. We have a machine in there that uses acid to corrode it. So.
Nice.
You know what? It's actually safer. It's safer. Yeah, you don't have to fuse it.
Alrighty then. Switch 1 will control the top half of this arrow here, and switch 2 will control these lights, and the switch will only be the buzzer will only work when the switch is on. That's it.
Hi there. I built a 3D LED prism project, and this uses an Arduino microchip that is programmed using Arduino software, and I can make these LEDs flash in various patterns and designs. This whole project is built from scratch, even the motherboard. I use a program called PCB Design Make, and you can actually see the foil pattern right here. And from there it goes to the router, and from there I populate all these components. I used hot glue to glue these boards together. After, of course, I put all the LEDs in and wired it. And this actually, you would think this is a whole cutout. This is just a couple dabs of glue and just a little hole right here. Run the harness in. I connect it to all my outputs, and from there I can program which LED I want to do a certain thing like flash or go back and forth, depending on which output it's connected to. And the last thing is we use 2 batteries here instead of one 9-volt because it draws, having all these designs go off at once draws a lot of current, so we just have 2 batteries there just to make sure the lights don't get dim from overuse.
Alright.
What we do, this is the 4-color. This is the press we use to make this image right here. So what we have to do, it's made up by 4 colors: black, cyan, magenta, and yellow. We have to get the color balance correctly before anything. And so what we do is we run each color once, and we're trying to get the color balance by using this densitometer. And so we use the keys right here down, right here. Just measure it. It's 220. We come over here, and this is the color key. And it's supposed to be 118. It's 220, so it needs to be turned down. And so we just go color by color until we get the actual balance that we need and the enough accuracy so we can actually make up this one image. So yeah, that's the process.
Basically, for the last 2 shot cycles, we've been
using the embroidery machine to put the logo on all the hats. So we made about 1,000 hats, and we're just giving them out for free for people to come by. So.
And we use this lotion. It's called Glitter Bug Potion. You rub it all over your hands, and you put your hands under the machine, and you can see all the dirty pathogens and bacteria, or what you guys call germs. All the white is germs, like under my nails, which is really gross. And after, we show you how to wash your hands properly, like how you should wash your wrist, your nails, even the surfaces like your fingers, your thumb, everywhere, all surfaces for 7 seconds each or more. So you should wash your hands for 25 to 30 seconds, if not more, because that is the proper way that a healthcare should wash their hands to stop spread of infection.
This is a one-way bringing about to create a barrier between you and the infant's mouth, in case there is any presence of blood or body fluids. So what you're going to be wanting to do is use your 2 fingers to press in the lower half of the infant's breastbone, about 1/3 depth of the chest, which is about 2 inches. And you're going to do 30 compressions to 2 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And when you give the breaths, you want to make sure that the chest rises, so you're going to use the head-chin tilt lift to open up the trachea, allowing the lungs to be filled with oxygen. And you're going to continue that for 5 cycles, about 2 minutes. To end CPR is when the infant regains consciousness, EMS arrives, or you're just physically unable to continue.
We're basically giving a demonstration. Well, this is a demonstration of the CEZ lead. Andrew is making a chess piece, the queen chess piece. And right here, this is the laser engraver. We engrave plastic, glass, and wood, and we're looking to upgrade it so we can engrave metal as well.
And how this machine works is we have a computer all the way back in the shop, and we basically pull up a design, or we can make something, and we tell it how fast to go, what power is put into it, and it engraves on all the materials we have here. You can also cut out stuff and make things.
Thank you. Making a chess piece for production purposes. So what I would do is it would cut down to what the manufacturer's needs. So it would take about a day to do by hand, but in about 10 minutes I can make about 1. So I can make more than what I make in 1 day. I program it to what it is, how much it goes in, the reference point, how much it comes out, how much it cuts each pass, how much speed it goes in.
So it's a lot of programming?
Yes, yes. At first it was kind of difficult because I didn't understand how it was like absolute and incremental. So as my friend was teaching me how much, what absolute is starts from 0 and incremental is working your way from 0. So if you're like ½ inch, then you go incremental, and then incremental would go to 1 inch and stuff like that. So that was kind of hard, and then you go Z end, that's just diameter, and then Z begin, which is how much is going in. So it was kind of confusing at first, but
yeah, this is the actual tank that they started about 2 years ago. It's about halfway done. We're still just gonna put this electric motor inside and make the transmission for it, so it's able to go forward and backwards, be able to turn everything. This actually opens up. I'll show you in a second. It's gonna go right in here like this, right next to the transmission that we're gonna make for it. So yeah, it should be done by the end of this year, we're hoping. It's been a good project. There's a lot of small parts and time, a lot of patience to do for the senior group. And, I hope I can get to do some stuff for it too. So.
Once these states
But
So black steel 28 by 16, and it's a copper intersections there. And you have to solder copper to the male like tips on it. So this is what it is.
How long did it take you to do?
3 days.
Wow.